GLO 41246 Laboni Accra, hereinafter called the property. Plaintiff says that at all material time the property was at his instant under the care and control of his domestic staff, as he was temporarily out of the jurisdiction on medical treatment. On 11th February 2025, the first and second defendant, together with some 12 other hereinafter collectively called the raiding team, without prior notice to and all the consent of the plaintiff and bereft of any legal basis, entered the property and conducted an extensive search thereof. The subject of the search was not disclosed. The raiding team comprised the defendant, 9 military personnel carrying assault rifles and other menacingly looking individuals in plain clothes, some of who carry sidearms on their bodies. On their bodies. Okay. The continuation of this, I'm finding how to find. Okay. Now, okay, so now let's look at the statement of claim. The statement of claim says, plaintiff claims against the defendant jointly and severally as follows. 1. A declaration that the defendant entry upon and conduct of a search on plaintiff's property with house number 25 Abolebu Crescent was trespassory and a breach of plaintiff's right to privacy. Damages for trespass, aggravated damages for breach of privacy, perpetual injunction restricting the defendant, whether by themselves, agents assigned from entering upon plaintiff's property, and all further breaching plaintiff's privacy or repeating similar or other conduct against the cost. The writ was issued by Bright Orchery Ejekum Esquire, 5th floor, Pyramid House, Ring Road Central. Ne lawyer ni no. Now, whose address for service is agent for address number and date of lawyer current license. What would you need about Asem Tiawa? Ghana can for to some folk and Ofori-Atta. Say, yet and the far who did so. 11 February. And Uncle Fobi Bowran if ye. One more koya. One more say. One more can Ofori-Atta. One more in near mem. One more man the domestic staff no too kind or koje yare ayareshe. And one more Boraho. Nipa Dubako. And the police for me military men. Omukuta assault rifle or say menacingly just say who no mubora hono ko we ni niamam no say o matietia ne fa ho die so ye di kan ye tosu mienu o mo ni na ni ye enunti court no nyina so nya niamam enan yima no ye di kan. Says Uncle for no Mukoya search no. The emblem you found a trespassing no at Chiwomo. Not trespassing no more trespassing no so no. Damages, just say, Yentia the castle mother trespassing. Yentia damages. 2. Aggravated damages. I just say damages are a super for breach of privacy. So what the baby no one can will be a Ghana Mratimi born a woman say what to war, Obiti Mebo ready fear no already fear no. Court no, any other man of home. They are tossed to be court no for a soa Indiano perpetual injunction. no restrain this anchor for no mobile if you know. But almost say, almost crop obi a yasoma no ne omo ye adwuma ma omo nyina no hye no obi a nsinifie the property the kura ma omo meho chese ma omo ntwane mfikyire kura court no ne ma ode akoma omo no okọ court kan Ofori-Atta akoduru ho ento oduru ho wi a de be free mu aba no ye de be ka ho ama omo pani John Mahama right to manim say was swear in deputy ministers bi yentie nsema what the two of many brana one more assign.
There are two clocks we hear. For those of us elected by the good people of Ghana to lead them, the clock we hear is the ticking of the first clock of the 4-year time frame given to us by the people of Ghana. The officers you'll be working with in the public services have security of tenure, and they hear a more relaxed clock, and that clock takes towards their retirement age of 60 years. They may therefore not be in as much a hurry as you. You must therefore work to encourage and incentivize them to work at the pace of your 4-year mandate that the people of Ghana have given to you.
Dramani Mahama esa kasano eno se dipa bebre na ehwe mo anim much is expected of you deputy ministers sanyam na me ministers de nanso nipa no bi hwe mo anim yentie no.
While your role as deputy ministers require professional subordination, and from each of you who have been appointed as deputy ministers, much is expected from you. While your role as deputy ministers require professional subordination in supporting your substantive ministers, I shall hold you to the same standards of accountability, diligence, hard work, and sacrifice for Ghana's collective success. In view of this, the same cautions I gave to ministers against arrogance, against opulence, and neglect of duty apply to you as well. You must also promptly fulfill your assets declaration requirements and submit same to the Auditor General. You must also ensure that any travel outside Ghana passes the essential travel test and receives approval from the Office of the Chief of Staff.
Ninkasa yemu no osade tu dwa se free SHS wa magana fo nyina ehunu se ye ka review a enye ntwamu eye se ye tenetene no ne aye ne ye esan se na ban photo samfo Dr. Kesela 247 ekomra shebedwa fie no womo akoye dwumadie bia enra wode krata akomra shebedwa fie se yense samra eye get fund emranum na on cape what is called a get fund na entimi makwan na sika sesi a wo se get fund bosia awawo aban no dikosi e dikoji sika no about 55 million Ghana cedis no oma relieve get fund eti na get fund ne ka bia aban no absorb aban no betua eti now no 3.5 billion Ghana cedis afiwe ekura free SHS mu na get fund timinya 5.5 billion sika ebegum no eti omukra timi ayama sesia no get fund betimenya 3.5 billion Ade Akye SHS asanya almost 4.1 which is about 600 million ego achire amotimi asisi a school dan ne ade aboa eti wo se de onwaye no eno no mampani joma meka se wa prove achire Ghana for say free SHS review no it was not cancellation yenti o mampani John Dramani Mahama.
We've also proven through the budget statement that review does not mean cancel. Once and for all, for those who don't understand English, review does not mean to cancel. We have finally found a remedy for the long-lasting problem of the lack of dedicated funds for free SHS. By uncapping the GET fund, we have freed resources to underwrite the single largest allocation to the free SHS program, and that is to wait 3.5 billion Ghana cedis since the program started in 2017. We've also thrown a lifeline to sufferers of chronic diseases whose treatment often come at prohibitive cost by dedicating a portion of the uncapped amount from the National Health Insurance Levy to the Ghana Health Trust Fund, otherwise called Mahama Cares Program, designed to give respite to those who are unfortunately afflicted by these chronic diseases.
Positions. Some of you who were rushing for positions, remember and note that you are also covered by the Assets Declaration Rule. Chief of Staff Julius Debra says CEOs need deputy CEOs so immediately obey declare assets. Government departments and agencies. And MP ni ama minister, the deputy minister, any MPs are more corporate, general medical masters, near the Akoma, auditor general, no, or see way there. CEO Bia Wafa Juma, or your deputy, or department, or agency, Nimuheya for our assets declaration report, Ekoma Chief of Staff, or see immediately. Immediately. Yenti Omanhene.
Let me also remind that the requirement to declare assets also includes all those who have been appointed as CEOs and deputy CEOs in government departments and agencies. Some of those people think they are not included. The amended law included all of them. So those who were rushing for position, you are covered by the assets declaration rule. And so they should declare their assets as quickly as possible. I've asked the Chief of Staff to write to all such persons to declare their assets promptly with the Auditor General's office.
Edi enkomo foforo ordinano eto foreign policies with respect to Russia-Ukraine war, and he backs the call for a 30-day ceasefire. Russia and Ukraine in periphobia breed omano tum say in the next 30 days, because of Ramadan, crying to I didn't know 30 days. Mobi antutu. Now so what actually yentino
to note the call for a ceasefire by President Zelensky, 30-day ceasefire. We hope that that will open the way for some kind of dialogue to continue to start, to see if the issue of Russia and Ukraine can be resolved. We think that, I mean, a lot of young people have died, and it's time for the war to stop, and it can only stop if there's a ceasefire and some kind of dialogue begins. And so that's our position when it comes to that. We have our own problems in our sub-region with the fight against terrorism. 3 of our neighbors in the Sahelian region are facing a very difficult struggle with terrorists, and we need to see how we can support them, because it's not their battle alone. Terrorism anywhere in the world is terrorism against all of us, against the whole world, not just the countries in which these terrorists are. And so we would work with them to see how we can support them, because we are neighbors, we're in the same sub-region, and so we have a duty to be able to assist them, and also to try and see how we can build a good working relationship between the AES, which has become a reality, and our sub-regional body, the Economic Community of West African States. And so I think that Italy, our bilateral relations are good, and we want to move them to the next level.
Again, I know that a technical mission came here in the past weeks to assess the...
Okay. The way by Abra, the Italian envoy, led by their commissioner, Ecostrano, on say Europe for no, any idea, man, to say, or moving here a 30-day ceasefire. On the Russia, gramophone, Ukraine phone, to Quanana, yeah, actually, we are here to 2 board there. Until Omunado Manuatumbi. And I call you Samaka CB. Ekotia and Pimuba Kaya Koba say, court to be a war, Ofori-Atta High Court, Ede, a son to no social contempt anchor, or Wakubua, Emomoko Supreme Court, and my Supreme Court man, that interlocutory injunction, no the court, a year High Court, no say, own to me near Semno, 26th of March, Supreme Court, as you will be dear Semno. Obebua say whether or not to say contempt no edimu an animu also o must stop High Court no na the application na o de court to no 26 na court no betie no abua afi what you say. So he is not out of the woods like that, and so ube jubilate it's for a period. Okay. Now, Forestry Commission for Akoche China for me and son. Any Ghana for Moche or my Boakye no annual forest. My Boakye ho. I just one more day. Mome area for you know why. There's a China for the Omonte so do go be Chabeo. Can we have the pictures, please? Okay. Abranti or your deputy chief of staff. Yes, Standogbe. Yamanu Jumedie bi say one anti-flood tax force. I think I like this thing. Omo koye an aerial reconnaissance of Accra. Omo tiny say omo share raining season no. Enti wo hwe mfoni na helicopter de omo fa wiem. Mama hear pictures yi bi. Helicopter de omo fa wiem. Emma omo share senior the area photography and the area reconnaissance not just say yem hwe baby ba ko mienu miensa aye dey. Ensure tata itimi ha adwene. Na omo ne 48 Engineers Regiment. Soldier for the Jumaba. A free next week they are going to commence what is called the silting. What was say anwia ko gu gata ni mu a na ama gata no aye maka kra already. Et nsuo no to pe kakra bi na aye ma na ebufa so. Et o ma ko hwehwe omo de helicopter fa wiem. I think ade we very good pa. When your friend proactiveness. The rainy season is coming. At the end of the year, Accra and flooded view. Until only Mame and Rita Brew, no Kahon, any local government minister, Ahmed, any a soldier from penny for, almost the helicopter for Wim, Emma Modim Fidian, Hunu baby, Tinyamea Duma, almost started what is called the silting. No more you got anywhere you got anywhere into rainy season in bar. I used to need a branch you can say. Deputy Teddy, Olusu Naba soon. Bende. I am sure I'm the one any. Eti, the Omo Mutu, na me fi say, O my idea, pa. Na Galamsey fight and a Kanashigbe convene a media coalition against Galamsey. Why can't be a trauma penny? Nanasamo Kayini. In opposition, you join us in pressuring the previous government to declare state of emergency on Galamsey. Today you are in power and the situation is worsening. What is preventing you from declaring state of emergency now? Is it because your people are the ones involved in Galamsey? Asama Kanashik baby so mampeni jomama ne say. Obekai ho Edwanu to me say abandon declare state of emergency. Within 2 months in your power, Yes, it's a see the town on the crowd, the Yadania. Party for Bogura Forest, more moody. I'm an anno crowd, regional chairman, but I could say, oh, ma, a soldier for cry and mamma stopping and in Crawford. Can I see Monsieur Mampenny? Who opposition? Okay, whom I hear day. Yet, did the see your Mampenny? Anyway. Ghana Shepherd's Authority, see you away. Professor Jump away. And you don't know, account so mun declare state of emergency. I'm so I will sue you, and you know. Lecturers no cost strike or mun declare strike. And I know on count. Oh, when was the last time I didn't any share Galamsey should be wahe? You see?
Oh, there's all shipping authority so name. Shipping, no.
Said you see a docky.
And
Hey!
David, Professor Ranso Jampu, Galamsey issue.
Yes, young.
Any sector,
any periphery crowd. Let me show crowd. That time I know all political science or not, or engineer Galamsey company. And so no can you see people. Can I see Basmo Busano? Are you serious? What's wrong, my penny? Who opposition? Who boy am I? The precious seed and others. So we'll declare state of emergency. Now the situation is worsening. Why are you quiet? As Auntie Akwaba. And no ko jo pon kroma e di komo wo budget ne ho. Na no ne eyi na e kasa. Eye obi e wa sempa ikosi say. The kasa ye mu no say o kan pe Ghana for say. Oko appendixes na e wo budget ni mu a. Any main budget explanation ono de osi NDC for ada Ghana for omampani jo mama say wate budget no so wakate expenditure enye no kre o make a typical example of the former ministry, which is Ministry of Information. Or say last year budget that was given to Fatima
yeah
6 million 6 million Ghana cedis with 8 agencies. The Ekoba and say, Okoya budget ni muno. Falisofosu kwachi ministry, the Ministry of Information, Akosha Nasino. Yamano 78 million. Now, Bana, you 50 million, so on final research. A few inqua. It is a company, a case wakati expenditure in Yanokre. Or say government machinery. Last year, they had 327 million. Obekaya Okujeto was very loud on it. Nanado Echa 327 million. Ama 8 agencies underrate our Jubilee House. The Sikano of a unprecedented. Also, co budget to him a 2.7 billion.
Eco presidency.
And eco presidency government machinery in Kwa. Now say the end Yakran say agencies no 8 no. 4 ne chances is here.
Mama 4
agencies 89 or more than 327 million koshe mona. Or say abai now or basis here no in opposition so omun TB dano. Now you chap 2.7 billion. Meanwhile agencies in swat about 4. To say the government cannot sit anywhere and say or cut expenditure. Because 50 million for research. Government communication as your minister no 50 million research in Kwan. Now also kohesika yesi yemfanye bank women's bank na 51 million. Obisa no say research being the here chain because the act that was changed by the Bank of Ghana says here obet my capitalization we have 400 million. 400 million is to Bank of Ghana. You need money for your administration and workers and other things. And no my emolument my. to say bank no womuboa because embra wo Ghana kra ma kwan ma untimi be bank with 51 million enunti no obi se omo say adenti no ma ye Ghana for sa ye be pempenifo bi wo NDC ne abuso ba ma memra wo chen swearing in abaso Galamsey nsema can be ebusa any nsema every budget ba ya ma me sha se free o
akota Galamsey de na me moboso kakra na akota nokure wo mi say President John Dramani Mahama edi be 60 days in government.
That's right.
Wom say time ni na fa or 4 years ene amanfo race mu ewu ni mu ne ade ne ye so high but me dey me feel say on the Galamsey issues Ghana for yen to ye bokakra akota
it will be unfair to him.
It will be unfair to say
the
pressure be sini so na yakogina ne konso to ase ne ne kine ya akonta de a atena ho since Rollins penso ayaya no phone ata ekofo beto so Atamons beto so John Dramani Mahama beto so na nadu danko akufo do beto so na nadu crowd ye koya de ne presidency na konya wote so as president eto so eno so Ghana for mine Galamsey ne kosuma eno kra no eka omutu na de so because of eye saa de na oye no me dey me feel say President John Dramani Mahama konta ye nyabotre kakra me feel say baby a
ya menya kana sigbe mame enkomra sisia
okay
good morning Ken. Hello, good morning Ken. Good morning Ken Asigbe. Let me try and see if I can get him again. Good morning, Ken. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, Kasa.
Akota me feel say ye de ejano egu papa no etrim gidigidi egu ni chem gidigidi na ne kire ya say wontu Galamsey asia na kwan bi so no ya nye fair to the president.
Let me try and see if I have Ken on the line. Good morning, Ken. Hello, Ken Asigbe. Ken Asigbe, good morning. Anyway, hello, Ken.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I think not. Yeah, how no there. Now what to say? Okay. There is a post that is attributed to you, sir. You are asking, sir, in opposition, you joined us in pressuring the previous government to declare a state of emergency on Galamsey. Today, you are in power and the situation has worsened. What is preventing you from declaring a state of emergency now? Is it because your people are the ones involved in Galamsey? And the caption said, can actually be convener media coalition against Galamsey to president. It is attributed to you. Mamini Kambusa say, are you owning this or enyewa?
Well, I think that I'm not too sure I said it in exactly the words now, Mokano.
Okay.
But the point I sought to make the fact, sir, if you have the situation, forest reserves, you have 9 of the forest reserves as Accra, Minister and the core parliament to catch and say had become no-go areas. I understand said 2 of them have been reclaimed now. The point we are making is that the NDC with the president himself supported the call that Ghanaians made. The Ghana coalition against Galamsey, all labor, everybody asking for the state of emergency over our water bodies and in the forest reserves.
Okay.
And so for the coalition, the fact that currently you have over 40-something forest reserves are, Galamsey for women. It is important that call for a state of emergency in those places are important to be able to deal with the scourge. And then we also have the situation. MP for our win, for example, ni ahimfo ewo ekrom ho no are accusing us or you're involved in Galamsey. Your petition president will acknowledge letter no. IGP has started some investigation into it. You say one of the Western region constituencies, no so. Adamus for mining for accusing NDC constituency chairperson say or you're involved in Galamsey. The point that we want to make is say the same challenge that the former president had, where you had people like Akonta mining, they were politically exposed person. On the 7th of July, no, President Ankasa Shia and Crawford, Onwakasaka said he was more interested in the kingpins who were involved in Galamsey, no, and not these victims. Amnesty, no. These issues, when they come up of politically exposed persons, no, to be able to deal with Galamsey, no, the president should be decisive in calling for investigations of these people. The same national service case now is here now. President's directed security and investigative bodies said they should look into it immediately. We believe cases to say when MPs and some any NDC constituency chairman accusations so to me immediately order IGP no now cases to say Akonta mining former government no call for now almost no he should direct also say IGP any attorney general these are cases no Baba court cases to say Professor Frimpong Boateng case no and also idea to me ejuma wo nyamincha de na many minister for environment Joy FM multi TV for channel biso ono na waka che say LI 2462 no almost the we be parliament ako revoke and also na yes che but at least thank God no ye ndisi say ye ya te say omo di ho adwuma nti ye nim so say minister no started a few of these actions in some of these forest reserves but ye no ye feel say the ingredients na a calling for a state of emergency are NDC when they were in opposition almost supporting. All of those ingredients are available and even more because we share some as recently as the 8th of March. We share some posts via Erastus here, which shows some of the forest reserves to cry. Said then they have gone back into it. It is important a state of emergency will be declared.
Okay.
All become no-go areas. It will be they are able to deal with the person.
All right, Madam say, can I say? Yeah, can I say? Yeah, now Kasa. Member of Parliament for our win, no. Yeah, Oscar Ofori. The traditional you can present the Guamuban almost on my banish, no.
Yes, so much join.
Any idea because almost for insubordination, they accusing him of Galamsey. Also, I be denying involvement in the Galamsey issue, no. Any home sense, MP, no. Oh, moon in the picture. Yeah, trust you.
Akuta, me quite not President John Dramani Mama Faso, especially in handing sa MP issue, and other MPs we only NDC MPs. I bet you just saw me Galamsey no. Me the fee say ne kwanso no. So I forward the case ni biama CID, or forward the biama IGP, or the biama National Security say, or more informant in the actually, no more emani set no cray womb. So okay, I'm penning another don't go for the issue abra Akonta mining assemble ya President Kujina baby Koka say
they are not complicit.
And Ghana for say president then ka won twen kakra.
Come on to mo munye. Nya no to no mo friend clearing agent.
What I say? Intimidate me feel say kwan na President John Dramani Mahama afa so no ye penny ontimi mfiti preko pe e meka ne bam ento abonten say ampa me MP ahemfo ne ka we nti odi Galamsey nti bia ma twena so anase bia metu anamon say.
But is he going to have the balls, the political tenacity say investigation be say MP or complicit and involved in Galamsey, would the president be able to tell Ghanaians? Can the party deal with him? This is the member of parliament, Oscar Ofori.
No,
small scale mining.
Yes.
And I walk Galamsey illegal.
Or your small scale mine no kuta license. I want on your Juma forest moon, on your Juma won't you. Now, I want a concessioner. Quite papa so far so
but or mine no be who say
mo
odigala
so
say no
so
and I make us say ekobasa penny ehunu say onye from so president on time Oscar e make cancer but they make us say ekobasa obeye complicit na edi advance say o sensuwa come the party would he be able to do that?
I'm running in the
but can the president stand tall in this?
I got a president in Tibingi, a branch where in free parliament.
Debbie.
But there be a party as NDC and a betty to other mobile maybe a ne seat or parliament and one quack.
But will the party allow it?
And no, and you do when we get to the bridge, you cross it. We
have always gone to the bridge and we never crossed it.
Mamadi Akota, Ade Akye Mr. President John Dramani Mama said, Nenichne Yawonye. Sani economic dialogue no. Galamsey ni here economic dialogue che bibia. President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo de asoja for Okoya de ne presidency yakonya eto so. Efa Professor Frimpong Boakye de achire to drones. Eni ade achire Professor Frimpong Boakye be tra ha be ka kire yen say watete say President Kurefie Sichebi yedi gala wa bra yama national security yama drones yama soldiers yama police for one man small police for no soldier for that moment nko Akufo-Addo fie ho anko ha me bo ama ne say yedi Galamsey o na oti baby e ka kire Ghana for say watete say akote e kodru that point o Professor Frimpong Boakye obi ani mu odu a heart surgeon, brain surgeon, one way a wabo bra, it is a Galamsey vote me ma papa no, a cancer cemetery Ghana for. It should tell you at the end, ye grow home summit. It's a precedent on first stakeholders. I don't believe in Sadia no more yen say, ye the soldier for a call, near Quaco Pamu, near Yaba, na Omobayana, boys says ye no Masako Hunusiono, no my yen basa. Akutami fee say a lecturers you say a friend say civil society organizations you put you all together plan by blueprint by faso
to find a lasting solution.
Yakuta dance here baso so ni nyina so drani Ghana sika o.
Yeah, that's true.
So ya for ya wodo omukoi pick up near the ade omode ko enya petrol na mato agum arms any tuo ne ade a wato de amomode ko and akota minim orders ye de ama soja for no se soja need me gina ma party chairman a year in a minute.
And so that's so then you
don't give me that authority.
And no Yahweh and no never say independent bit me to no see. Oh, because so Jenny bang a party and all that no hold you know because the party of power
no soja obakum na the car sabe block you almost say ye makwan mamunko omunko yo madjuma what yasuma almost so
you tell you say for a soldier to stand still no there's an order from above that has directed said do not
Galamsey na kuta ehia economic dialogue chain economy na ye kokota
Mejiri say Kenashibe is very consistent.
Yeah.
So far all the civil society organizations you know one no obi wakoso a because last time me bonus bo say senior and then na wo tra na I say mo kan na moja and na there is the right time so what can say because my wo twa na wakodu aba na e be kan e be ga so in political. Say we have more than 3 years ahead.
Yes.
So Cali Bishops Conference, they will join the discussion. Among first solutions, some would prefer in the past and from other civil society organizations, they should all come now start making some of these noise. And then we say, and yes, be abandoned and no more time. The environment no person.
That's right.
A person now, I might say, what can some Dajibia? Among four Becca say, you are saying with genuine heart. Na nyesa na se wo twa na beka busumisi ya so me so the impression is say obey in politics enti no se see yenkoso names from now to the end of December kra no ye be discussion na me hu a solution e betima enya And the many just say or say in summer as a man for joy and no. Yes, I know exactly what you were trying to say because now if you are not.
In the end, he has said the same thing.
Oh, but it's not exactly as the West.
I say, is it because your people are in it?
Some of these will clarify. But Galamsey solution in mind. The firefighting approach, say ni parko, ready to go on, yeah, say about my cat and position. And maybe you being posted, just say, I have for now, or one assassin and them man, so they should be involved. I dare back when I say, oh, my say, what dialogue? Send another bomb to you, Megua.
Oh, my year.
Oh, my God, Tidima, La show what the Mabu be called.
Takwa.
Now they will be a Takwa, I will tell you, Galamsey too. Now all bar bedding. I say we that was the problem.
Got community mining.
Right.
Okonu school got community mining. Please. I no.
Wako school
community mining. There's a difference between you people are not being fair.
Galamsey every weekend be Galamsey.
As I'm let's situate the statement well. They were taken to school to be trained for community mining, not Galamsey. All right, let's look at Ken Ofori-Atta. Maybe starting from you.
Ken
is gone to court.
Yeah, media. I never say.
And right.
And right, but on say I say Maya, more man say mama. Mr. Hey, on so miana no when Kobia man say
Azante, hold on.
Me Mr.
You ready to fear abra uni ono mo say asem mai.
Me Mr. Hey, say obi what the boy ya ba
me friend. I'm not calling.
Me ba. Azante. What kuku boy? What kuku boy ko obi dan. Obi fa boy kitu abi. Etibo wa hey na usu
abo be na Ofori-Atta fine
Ofori-Atta wo dia wonya boni bia o o da yo me say o miana no anke bebo he $58 million wo da kotu am na we Ghana for ye din hell agency fan as a dey wo pe akobuma kwa yisika kwa sa de we nyina Ghana for ye din hell ya won fa one city ya ko ofie wo se search security na ye dey
ye tete an fa ho die so
ewurade na fa ho die ye Ghana for fa ho die
pacho eno de timi Ghana for fa ho die no e yo mampani e de Ghana ahye ne sa so omo ye ho ban no ono ena obejayama Ken Ofori-Atta e de fa ho die eto apia e so no ara but it does not stop Ken Ofori-Atta from going to court to seek real say one who say wafa kunkum aboa eno so another case
onya abotre he me asem ma ya me nkofa asem ma enka oja ya nka no pay enka asem be din yo
yaw
asem no na ge review
gradually make us say you dey gradually so bepa
ye review kra ko ti se bi aka ja nyankopon ebe so anu okodi ataba so
that does not stop say this is not a kangaroo a jungle
it okokot say
wakokot say one the fear has been invaded
you are ready
until a trespass two aggravated trespass
if you dey Ghana as so
laboni
say Ghana
aye
okay.
And the people na ebo ho so menacingly they came with guns and
no
but so there was apprehension of fear which is assault
and case
the property by virtue of the fact say trespass aggravated trespass he is seeking damage and we are calling for a perpetual injunction.
Say
omo call on mo bia si fie bi o
excuse zone
ade
akwa do ko
ka mention say me say omiana no din
are you a human right person?
Danger is looming no.
When somebody's human rights is being trampled upon, so why you Ghana? The law says
human right.
Ghana, Asante, Ghana say everybody whatever charges is
all right.
presumed innocent
Ofori-Atta,
until proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. And yes, I'm Radika.
And my way in the Begina, you not go to IMS today.
I know it doesn't make him a criminal. It doesn't make him a criminal. He lied under perjury. If he lied under perjury, the law should have taken his course. Say we Jaiman ni twem na wan chenwa onye bone. Yes. You guys are not being fair to get.
For the soldier for code if ya na ire ne ma ye masi wo mu ntu okokot.
And I don't go court.
There be also in security. Also almost a security. You
are simplifying the issue. You're making it too simple.
President no when you
now the come for ya come kasana osu
akuta
papa come
was your body
come
was your body for the for ko fi ama ire ne ba ye machi wo munti ni bu ofu
ne come nya ya machi wo munti
it's 7-5 yeah daddy e ho abade the tip of aba
controversy by Champions League.
Almost see
no, that has been the law. No, but I never
penalty. Asante, many problem. But there are features.
Maybe all the media won't debate with them. Say they are move here.
Kuku asu a debate. They say obi a do come aware say wo your ba wo cha
Roman phone to no Roman fast or
Roman we dey ba ko mama ni kura ndi
Chema Semio maybe Asante videos are bar omo screenshot to omo zoom actually say the guy's feet never touched the ball.
There was a small touch.
There wasn't any touch. Almost seen Atletico Madrid too much.
Penny
it is true.
And
yet
now more Makacha Atletico Madrid say
you can't come more than the
Makacha Atletico Madrid say wo mun kasa wo you be the almost mama be person Real Madrid be free na you see on final penalty me Pompey say Arsenal lose na PSG plan lose na you see omo you know about too much you see omo 9 you the 4 back out
in penalty never been a case. Say obobo na ona carpent kitu abi na ya oba ye nyigu ene
bienim
o member ana bo penalty na se bo post rin chen say na betu na sa bosa ejego
na de ba ye me say anka no videos have shown that the ball never moved. Football bang and now bar on 9 on Asante football so me say the kokra be ni who be say there was no shaking. What's the same Atletico Madrid? Yeah, say. Penalty, yeah, say. And the other law.
I go tell you, munya omo mumbra. Na
me say ye try omo Barcelona for bumpire so omo finals. No me share.
I go try.
You be two of us mama omo.
I go tell you, Mutubu Basa for no.
Abuja for